Referee is Craig Joubert. He took charge of Ireland of Scotland on the opening weekend. He also, by the way, was the man in the middle for Ireland against England in 2009 when he yellow carded both Vickery and Kerr on that day. His influence at the breakdown, well, we already heard it in the build-up, will be significant. We're set to go. Nerves are jangling. Anticipation. So much at stake for both these sides. The championship wide open. It's England against Ireland at Twickenham, and Devon Toner receives the kickoff, and Ireland will be desperate to try and get into their stride early. England hold Toner up and create them all, and first blood England.
Well, first blow to the home side, and Ireland doing the simple things well initially, but England managing to getting players in there and holding Ireland up, getting the first scrum. And David Wilson, well, lots spoken about him during the week. Only played 47 minutes for Bath on returning from a calf injury. Not the greatest injury to have when you're a scrummager, but interesting to see how strong Ireland will be in this phase.
6'2" and 20 stone is Wilson. Let's see this first scrum. Ireland look to get the shove on, and England are disrupted, and that Irish 8 pour over the ball, and where's it gone? It's gone green according to the referee. Penalty to Ireland. And we talk about the psychological markers laid down in the opening minutes.
Absolutely, and Les Kiss mentioned during the week that it was a game of 81-minute matches, and in the first minute Ireland putting down a marker at scrum time, reinforcing the doubts perhaps in English minds that certainly their scrummaging set piece mightn't be what it should be. Of course they're missing Dan Cole, Alex Corbisiero, two very good props, and England will be conscious that's an area Ireland will attack.
Cast your mind back to this fixture 2 years ago and how England used that scrum to create havoc for Ireland on the day. They just couldn't handle it. O'Mahony does well to get high and grab that ball, and it's there now for Sexton, and O'Driscoll hits the line, and Brian O'Driscoll held on to by Burrell. He's trying to hold them up but gets to ground, and Ireland down the short side. Sexton, and then it's Carney and back to his brother, and he tries to offload it, but again Ireland get to put the ball through the three-quarter line. England happy to take that line out quickly and secure possession, but a promising opening exchange from the Irish three-quarter line. Back to that in a moment. Carney does well, Dave Carney that is, to claim the ball when it looked like it might get away from him. Here's Jamie Heaslip. Heaslip runs into a strong challenge in midfield, but the ball is presented and it's there for Gordon Darcy. Darcy smashed backwards. Ireland onto it through Trimble, but 12 trees makes it difficult. Ball should be there. It is for Ireland. Sexton, little chip over the top, and O'Driscoll goes in chase and volleys it on, and Brown dives like a goalkeeper to save the volley going beyond him. And this is frenetic stuff in the opening 3 minutes. Vunipola takes it up. Here's Kerr. Owen Farrell sits back into the pocket and launches one high. Rob Carney comes forward confidently but doesn't get it at the first bite. The chase wasn't particularly good from England, so Carney gets another opportunity. A rare slip from Rob Carney under the high ball. Murray for Rory Best. Tries to step away from the first tackle, who was Launchbury. Sexton returns it high. Taken by Johnny May. Ireland don't commit too many to the ruck. Kerr looks to go around the short side, but he's stopped in his tracks. Brown peels away. Rory Best doesn't get his hands to him, and Brown's into open country. Murray scampers back across, but Brown isolated for a moment. Now the English arrive. 12 trees thought about going outside, came back inside and ran into two big tackles. Kerr down the narrower of the two sides. Burrell and Noel, and Carney makes the tackle. Ireland trying to disrupt. The ball pops out for Kerr. Owen Farrell holds on, pumps the legs, makes Ireland commit the tacklers. 12 trees tries to step back inside. Cian Healy grasps at him, but England well inside the Irish 22. It's been pretty breathless stuff. Vunipola, the direct route. O'Mahony holds onto his ankles. The ball presented again for England. That's Marler. Crowd raised the decibel level. England. Vunipola. Best. Ross eventually puts him to ground. O'Connell goes in search of the ball, but it's there for England once more. Owen Farrell back inside to Courtney Laws. England growing in a bit of confidence, using the ball well. Ireland's defence being stretched one way and then the other. Brown, static start, didn't appreciate that, and Ross gobbled him up. Kerr, Dylan Hartley pops it off, and it's there for Rob Shaw. England 5 metres short, maybe 4 metres now. Kerr once more tries to dart inside, and the door is just about shut by the Irish defence. It's terrific from both sides. Utter commitment as Wilson peels around the short side. England scents blood in the opening 5.5 minutes. Phase after phase. Vunipola. Sexton gets underneath. Darcy combines. Henry goes in search of the ball, but it's there for England. They've cleared it out well, and Kerr snipes around the edge. But again, Ireland do just enough. It's breathless. Brown. Farrell. Just about pops it off. England might have the opportunity. They do. Can they score? Yes, they can. In goes Johnny May. And what a start. What a start.
Well, 6 minutes in, Royal, and it's just pulsating Twickenham is. England, well, it's been about power, power and more power. And Ireland, for their part, well, they've defended manfully, but when they're in possession, they just haven't experienced in this championship to date the line speed, the defensive line speed of the English team. They're up quick, turnovers, and once they got the ball, well, they were just transferring it to one powerful ball carrier to the other, and eventually, well, it's not a try.
It's not.
Johnny May losing it at the death. He's reaching for the line. You thought he has to score here. He doesn't, and you have to credit Conor Murray. He's getting across, and Andrew Trimble just doing enough to put him off. And England, well, they'll be disgusted with that because they thought they were all back at the halfway line.
Yeah, Jim, from what I've seen, it's a pretty clear knock-on, so I'm going to go 5 metres scrum green.
Correct.
Yeah, thanks.
Well,
what a start.
Off the knee of Trimble. It was a nailed-on try, but he didn't ground the ball. And after all that wonderful work from England, they have nothing to show in return, and Ireland let off the hook.
Let off the hook, Royal, but ominous signs. You know that if you're soft in the tackle area, just one missed tackle can invite 3-4 minutes of pressure. And when you have the size of the English ball carriers coming at you, you can be defending manfully, but eventually, if they keep possession, you'll run out of numbers. And Ireland nearly ran out of numbers there. Just had enough cover to put off Johnny May getting in.
England trying to get the shove on that scrum. Murray to Darcy. England trying to hold him up. They've already created them all once, but Gordon Darcy using all his experience and strength to find a way through, and Murray sends the ball for Carney to chase, and it's well dealt with by Noel, and he's away. And Ireland scrambling back. One thing Ireland are going to have to be conscious of is kicking the ball, because if you give it back to England, you may not see it again for a long time. Launchbury, Kerr, Farrell, 12 trees, knocks it forward. O'Mahony picks it up, has a little look to see what's on, and tries to kick it into open country, but will come back for the original knock forward by really 12 trees.
Well, there's no advantage here to Peter O'Mahony. It was a knock-on, and it would have been an English line-out, so Craig Joubert coming back, but you can see the pressure that the Irish defence is under constantly.
Nice and close, guys.
And Johnny May, well, he thought it was, you know, had to get in. He's diving for the line. And is that a sign of a bit of Irish luck this afternoon? Oof.
Bind! Set!
Murray feeds the Irish scrum, which started well, but England tried to get a little bit of a shove on there. It's controlled by Heaslip at the back. Kerr gets a hold of him though before he can get rid of the ball, and Ireland again under pressure inside their own 22. With control of it through Trimble, and then Jonathan Sexton, and the safety of touch, and an opportunity for them just to take a moment and regather themselves, because it's been a rocket-like start from England.
Well, it has, and Ireland not used to being under such pressure. They had far more freedom against Wales and Scotland, but today, well, England piling on the pressure with their defensive line speed, and they're hitting.
Dylan Hartley goes towards the tail, and that's a comfortable ball for England. And the penalty goes to Ireland, holding on.
6-green arriving player. Holding on, 6-green arriving player.
Well, it was taken by Tom Wood at the tail, and they just didn't deal with it because it looked very comfortable.
Well, it gives Ireland the first real opportunity to get deep into English territory and try and launch their line out.
Yeah.
It's a reasonably good kick from Jonathan Sexton, brings Ireland halfway between the English 10-metre line and their 22. There you see where most of the action has been in this opening 10 minutes.
Well, you'd have expected it, you know, Ryle. You're coming to Twickenham, you know the English chariot is going to come charging at you from the off, and that's exactly what happened. And while Ireland were under pressure, they'll be delighted that they've held out.
Towards the tail, well worked. O'Mahony in open space, and England are tested in defence now. O'Driscoll, who had a good opening dart, it seems so long ago, we never got back to it, but there he goes again, and it's Cian Healy out wide. Ireland using their ball carrier out wide, and come back inside. Paul O'Connell, Marler makes the tackle, ball presented well. Jonathan Sexton, Gordon Darcy saw a little gap, Hartley eventually got to him, ball presented again well, and Sexton finds Rob Kearney, little kick in behind. Mike Brown watches it all the way, and it goes dead.
Well, intelligent play there from Mike Brown. He just sensed that the kick had too much on it, and had the presence of mind to let it run out of play rather than play it and give Ireland a platform right on the English line.
And Owen Farrell quite happy just to take a couple of moments to assess what's on and get us underway again. Andrew Trimble called that from a long way away, and Devon Toner stepped out of his way. Here's Conor Murray for Jamie Heaslip. Heaslip again caught behind that gain line. The ball presentation though very good from Ireland in the tackle. Little chip over the top from O'Driscoll, called by Kearney, but Brown runs onto it and manages to break through the first tackle of Brian O'Driscoll. It's set up for Kerr and Hartley, and for once they don't make any ground with their first time up runner. Here's 12 Trees, who sends high to Gary Owen. Dave Kearney comes for this one and does really well. That's terrific play from Dave Kearney. Sexton, Ireland looking to play a bit more territory over the head of Brown, who readjusted really well. He's 24 caps to his name now. Mike Brown, man of the match for England against Scotland, and he is a class act at fullback.
Absolutely, and has been probably the most impressive English back this season. And you kick loose to him and you'll be hurting, because he'll run back at you at every opportunity. Sexton
Keeps it in play. Here's Rob Kearney. Noticeable how Kearney's attacked that defensive line in the 3 matches, well, 2 and a bit matches to date for Ireland. Very happy to run back at pace. Cian Healy caught just about on the game line. Here's Sexton and Darcy in a little blind pass which didn't go to hand, and Sexton forced to rush back and secure possession for Ireland again. Heaslip, O'Connell knocked forward, turnover ball, and Ireland have got one eye on the tackler now. That's looking forward to me from England, but the referee and touch judge are happy to let it go, and advantage continue to England, and it's May who runs it up and Kerr who digs it out. Advantage now over. Here's Rob Shaw looking to offload and does well to do so to Dave Wilson. Heaslip in to try and rob the ball. That's good work from Ireland's number 8, and presented back on the Irish side. Cian Healy had to tidy it up, but the ball is there for Ireland. Murray looks to see what's on down that narrower side. England close off the route. Ireland not really controlling it at the back of that ruck, but still have possession. England warned to roll away, and they don't roll away, and the penalty goes to Ireland. But they're fighting for absolutely everything, Ireland.
Well, and so are the English back row. They're all over every ruck, and they're making sure that Ireland aren't getting sweet, quick ball. But for Ireland, well, you know, the consequence of England's defensive line speed being so good is that they inevitably have to leave space in behind, and I think Ireland are just finding less and less space when they're trying to carry the ball, and they might be better served to just vary it a little bit and try and put it in behind the English oncoming line, find those spaces, make England put it out, or at worst have an English line out in their own, deep in their own 22 or half of the field, because they're just inviting England onto them a small bit, and you just get the sense that it'll take just one smack and England could be away. But Ireland now in a good position. Rory Best.
Good variation on the line out on this side. When they went long and O'Mahony peeled off the back, this time O'Mahony stays where he's supposed to, and Ireland launch it from there. Sexton, crossfield kick, Trimble is out there. Andrew Trimble gathers the ball back inside as Rob Kearney almost away. England doing just enough. Here's Rory Best, held up about 3 metres short. Real opportunity for Ireland. Henry saw there was no scrum half and goes in. O'Connell head down. England up quickly. Wilson made the tackle. Murray back at scrum half. O'Driscoll, did he pick it up off his toes? He did, and Ireland still have it. Kearney, no one outside him, forced to go back in, and the impetus for a moment is lost for Ireland. But the ball is secured. Murray, Cian Healy takes 2 to put him down, and then England go in search of the ball, but it's there for Conor Murray, who sort of shovels it out, and Best picks it up. Ireland, again, not as clean maybe as they'd like to be at the breakdown, but they're under significant pressure every time the ball goes to ground. Henry, Healy does the clean out work. Murray, Sexton, Darcy, Sexton on the loop, Rob Kearney, Brian O'Driscoll, O'Driscoll for Trimble, Trimble back inside, breaks the first tackle, 2 metres short. Ireland have the ball again. Conor Murray tries to go on his own. 12 Trees makes the tackle, 5 metres short, the boot comes through, and Ireland are on the retreat. Rob Kearney should have secured the ball for Ireland. Farrell goes in, and the penalty goes to England. Ireland holding on, and both sides punching at the line, and defence is doing just enough.
Well, it's absolutely ferocious, the defending from both teams, and England under the cosh there. You thought Ireland had the chance once or twice, Trimble coming inside, but England, well, their defence was rock solid and aggressive, and that's the key. They were able to get the turnover, and Farrell, well, he relieves the pressure, but you can see the pressure that Rob Kearney was under there. He did well to hold on, but holding on for too long perhaps, and but this was straight off the training park. It was a preconceived move. Trimble does very well here. Brown does well, stays off him, and the chance was lost when it went inside.
While you were watching that, Conor Murray receiving some attention from the medical staff. That's the second time in the opening 17 minutes that he's done that. England used them all. A little bit of a discussion with the referee as to what was legal and not, but referee happy to let it go. Ireland trying to hold them up and get the turnover. Rory Best making the effort. Not able to roll away was Chris Henry, and I think that's what the penalty was for. Farrell with the penalty brings play just inside the Irish 22. Dylan Hartley and the English line out, slow to get there. That was the last match against Scotland, where 2 from here. Laws barks out the instruction, which is throw it to me. towards the front, Vunipola, and then Owen Farrell, and then Burrell, and Sexton did really well to hold on. Henry went in search of the ball, but it's still there for Kerr, and England using the power game once again. 12 trees used as the battering ram each time they carry at that sort of pace. There's another yard or two of territory gained. May gets it back on the English side. Marler, Ireland through Henry, trying to hold him up again, and it's there for Owen Farrell. Up quickly came Cian Healy. Farrell just about evaded the first tackle and did well to hold on to possession. Danny Kerr, Billy 12 trees, thought about the pass to Tom Wood, but held on. Here's Kerr again. Bit lateral from England on this occasion, having made some indents with their first two carries. Kerr, narrow side.
Two green onside.
Kerr, Wood, O'Connell in to make the tackle. Kerr again. Farrell, will they go to the back line? No. Laws straightens it, and Henry and O'Mahony go after the ball, but it's protected well by England. Farrell once more. It's just wave after wave of huge men running at the Irish defence, but they found the answer to get the turnover, and O'Mahony goes in manfully to clean it out, and Owen Farrell hits Conor Murray, and it was late, but as that was happening, there was a knock forward from Jack Noel, and it'll be a put into the scrum on the halfway line.
Well, he's disgusted with himself. He had plenty of time. No Irish chasers, really. It was a bit longer than maybe Conor Murray had anticipated. You see the ball going far, driving in.
About his arms.
In terms of the timing, I think the timing was okay.
Right.
If you've got any other concerns, then I suggest we check.
Okay, we'll just have a look. Jim, just have a look.
I think the referee.
10 white after the kick.
Yeah, it's Owen Farrell's tackle on Conor Murray, which I have to say I was watching as Noel was receiving the ball. It felt in real time a little late, and you wondered whether the arms were wrapped around in the tackle, but I'm not sure, and that's why the referee and touch judge were talking, and we're going to get the television match official Jim Ewell to have a look at it, I think. Oh, that's a shoulder charge.
Well, it's a penalty. Nothing more than that, I would think. But he didn't use the arms, which you have to do, wrap around. And
the arms eventually went around, but
it is again.
only after the shoulder it led. There's no doubt. It's a shoulder charge.
Okay, Jim, that's a pretty clear picture to me that it's Leighton with the shoulder, so I'm going to deal with that.
Now, is it a yellow card?
Thanks. 10. It's not okay to tackle without using your arms, and your timing was late, so it's going to be a penalty.
Try to.
Well, he didn't succeed. Not now, Chris. Not now, Chris. Penalty where the ball landed.
I don't think Owen Farrell can have any complaints there, and correct decision by the referee. It certainly wasn't a yellow card.
Penalty where it landed.
Well, Ireland find themselves after a 6 or 7 minute onslaught again on their line, with the opportunity to throw something back, and I can rarely remember 20 minutes of scoreless rugby being so absorbing.
Well, it's exactly that. It doesn't feel like it one bit, and both teams going at it hammer and tongs, both having their moments.
Shortened line out for Ireland, but they still go long, and Devon Toner did just about enough, and credit to him to have the athleticism to hold on, but the planned move that was going to come off quick ball had to be reconsidered, and it's now Jamie Heaslip and now Sexton, and again it's a crossfield kick, and this one going towards the corner, and it's well managed and well watched and well gathered by Jack Noel.
Give him 10, give him 10!
Well, it was a good kick, but Noel did well and had the presence of mind to call the mark in the air before crossing the touchline.
Carney again, up at pace, holding onto the ball, presented for Murray, and Trimble, who finds himself out there, and Sexton back inside. Farrell tries to hold on to him, but Johnny Sexton rolls for another couple of yards. and then holds on too long. And the penalty goes to England.
Well, he was on his own and nobody going in to support him.
It was extra roll under pressure.
He had the extra roll, as the referee said, and it was a good opportunity. It was go-forward ball for Ireland, but relief now from Farrell with the penalty.
Perhaps there's no such thing as easy ball at the breakdown at any international game, but the ferocity at which both sides are attacking that breakdown, I mean, there's just nothing that either side can take for granted.
Absolutely, and you know, both sides' defence then has been superb, and both scrum halves getting good close attention from the relative back rows.
And the penalty, jumping across the line, it was the man taken out as well, was Courtney Laws, as O'Connell went to try and compete for that English ball.
Yeah, so look, it's not okay to put him in danger, I understand that, but you jumped across the line. We're on the 15.
And Owen Farrell, I think, having a little thought about whether this is within his range and he's comfortable that it's worth the go. And we're going to have a shot at goal on the 23rd minute.
Well, you know, that's a testament to both sides' discipline and not giving away the penalties.
Yeah.
That doesn't make it a maul, does it? That's only a tackle.
I've got to make a judgment call, and if I shot more, I'm refereeing more. Yeah, got you. Yeah,
just saying exactly the same thing I've been done.
Well, Paul O'Connell having a word with the referee Craig Joubert about how he's refereeing the maul. Quite clearly told, when I tell you it's a maul, it's a maul.
So, thank you.
Well, Owen Farrell now with not an easy opportunity. In fact, his place kicking has been less than spectacular, both last season and this season so far. For a player who maybe 2 seasons ago could hardly miss, but these kicks are all so important now in a match as tight as this.
On its way from Owen Farrell. Does it have the legs? It does. Up go the flags, and the home side hit the front. It's taken 24 minutes of bruising rugby. England lead it by 3 points to 0.
Well, a sign of the mental strength of the young out half when things aren't going your way or as smoothly as you'd like with your place kicking up, but come the most important kick, then the focus of the mind, and he slots when it's most needed, and England take the lead amazingly 24 minutes into the match.
Sexton gets us underway once more. 12-3 is the man who's called it and who claims it, and Trimble up through the traffic to make the tackle. And Kerr. Farrell, a little bit of a flat kick. And it finds its way to touch, and it'll be an Irish put into the line out on their own 10-metre line.
Well, that's a very good example of, you know, doing the basics excellently well. You know, you score, you go ahead, you take possession, and your fly half, well, he fires you straight back into the opposition half. And even though it's a line out to Ireland, England have the luxury of being able to challenge perhaps on this and cause a bit of chaos.
Rory Best for Jamie Heaslip, down for Conor Murray. Good, clean, line-out ball. Here's O'Driscoll, fires it out to Chris Henry. We've seen Henry and Healy and Heaslip carrying out wide for Ireland in this opening 25 minutes when they've had the opportunity. Lots of variation and trying to create an extra man in space. Cian Healy, right on cue, is out on the wing, and that's knocked forward. And it'll be a put in to England. But you can see what they're trying to do, Ralph.
Well, they're having to work very hard to find the space on the outside. The defensive speed of that line from England is so quick. Initially Ireland lost, 15 metres there before being able to get around the corner outside, and still didn't get back to perhaps the set piece. The initial set piece, and that makes it so difficult, and England are just have that pressing, suffocating defence, and Ireland having to take that deeper line to try and find that such important space outside.
Hits and chase.
Free kick.
Hits and chase. Not okay to get a step forward.
penalty goes against Dave Wilson. This is...
But you can see here the line, like 15 metres they've had to go back to find the space here, and they did create perhaps the 2-1 eventually, but the knock-on came.
Ireland with that free choose to go for the scrum. And let's see if this is a foundation on which they can launch something. It's been good so far from Ireland at the set piece. And now the referee is going to blow it up. He was looking for Ireland to play it.
Too long reset.
And he's going to reset.
Bring it towards me, please.
Keep going, lads. It's good.
Okay, I'm going to stay this side.
Jamie Heaslip,
Longer on the bind,
his
please.
63rd cap today.
Guys, we're going to come a little bit closer, right? Here we go.
It's interesting to watch as well, Ralph, is the ball presentation from Ireland when they go into contact. It's quite clearly and deliberately long-armed back to try and stop England being able to compete at the breakdown, to try and turn it over. It's noticeable in the last 3 games how that ball presentation has improved from Ireland. Scrum solid. Heaslip controls, front rows go up, and Ireland choose to play. Murray, Sexton, O'Driscoll, Carney, Darcy around the back, and here's Dave Carney. And Burrell goes across to try and cut him off, but Dave Carney, and so often, gets a yard or two more than you expect him to. Here's Johnny Sexton for Peter O'Mahony. Conor Murray, Sexton once more. Mike Ross just about held on. I'm not sure the pass was intended for him.
Well, he did brilliantly well there to hold that pass.
Paul O'Connell, England straight over him, and Ireland are going to get pinged here, I think, for holding on. Doesn't come to that, it's turned over, and then England drop it, and Ireland get the put in
Knock on right.
to the scrum.
Yeah, okay.
Brian O'Driscoll and Mike Brown are having a few words with each other. And that's all simmered down.
Knock on by 3 white.
Well, a bit lucky to get the turnover straight back, having handed it to
Right, I'll come
England.
this side, thanks. Right.
You can see great work there from Launchbury it was, but Wilson taking his eye off it.
This
Great take here from Dave Carney.
Fantastic. We're stopping for medical
Stay on the body. I'm coming
staff
this
from
side.
both sides, getting the opportunity to put in the running repairs. You wonder how that physicality will play out in the last quarter, because it's not possible to keep up that intensity, and yes,
I understand
both
that,
sides will
and
spring
I
from
have
the
to make a
bench.
judgment on that.
Yeah, fair enough.
But I'm hearing chasing feet, and I'm seeing chasing feet.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
Fine, and just hold us.
And that was just on the free kick that was given to Ireland at the last scrum. Clarification of what went wrong. O'Driscoll and Brown.
Nice and close here, please.
Brown's having an influence, isn't he?
Crouch! Bind! Set!
We hit the half-hour mark. Ireland with a scrum in a decent attacking position. And again it locks out and then starts to inch forward, and good attacking ball. It goes to O'Driscoll, who looks to go on the outside. O'Driscoll back inside goes Carney. Sexton there. Ireland over in numbers. Heaslip makes sure that England can compete. It's there for Murray. O'Connell. And O'Connell runs into 2, and the ball presented again. Sexton, lovely little pass. Henry to Dave Carney. Ireland throwing everything they can at England, and the white wave of defence holds firm. Darcy goes in search of setting Ireland on their way once more. Murray for Cian Healy. Murray again. Jamie Heaslip, little or nothing outside him. Trimble is way over on this wing, but far too far away to be involved. Ball doesn't go to hand. Carney takes a whack at it, and that didn't play out well at all. And Mike Brown has a look up to see what's on, and the referee says play on, and Toner puts them to ground, but Carney just fly-hacked it away as Ireland lost their shape. It was an attempt at a drop goal, but it never got started. Mike Ross makes the tackle, and England are upping the intensity once more. Kerr finds Farrell, back there waiting. O'Driscoll, mark called, and the referee is in agreement.
Well, Ireland, they needed to stay in English territory there, didn't manage it, and England will run back again.
Yeah, it's got a little bit scrappy and messy from Ireland. They've kicked the ball away with no obvious plan, and now they have it back. Kearney, almost intercepted by Dylan Hartley. Mike Ross latches onto it and sets Ireland up again. Darcy, Kearney, and it was forward.
Absolutely, and the referee right on the spot on that occasion. The pop pass just going forward.
Well, in that last 2 minutes, I think it's about as shapeless as I've seen Ireland in the last 3.5 games, if you include the New Zealand game. There was just moments there where they seemed to lose sight of the plan, and
what I think
it wasn't working.
There's just no comparison between this match and the first 2 games of the season in terms of the pressure that the Irish are under from that English line. And when they're in possession, and on a couple of occasions there, they just carried away from their support, and that's what caused the turnovers.
Ireland again cause England problems at the scrum, but Ireland are penalised.
Farrell will definitely take the opportunity here to ease England out to a 6-point lead if he can. 32 minutes gone.
Yep.
And the translation of the referee's decision is that Ireland were trying to draw the penalty, and the referee wasn't buying. He penalised Ross on the far side, or on this side actually. Struck the first one particularly well, did Owen Farrell. Here's an opportunity to stretch England's lead out to 6 points. Crowd like it, off the post, and no points.
Well, a let off for Ireland on that occasion. He did strike it well, just tailed at the very end. And still a 3-point game.
Well, you take the try opportunity in the opening couple of minutes and add it to that penalty that was kickable, and you wonder if those 8/10 points might prove costly at the end of 80 minutes. Farrell, Cian Healy isn't able to get to him, but the ball is transferred to 12-Trees and he doesn't control it, and the referee says no knock forward, ripped out by Green. Rob Shaw and Driscoll will go in search, but England launch another couple of bodies in to stop Ireland getting there.
Off Green foot, play on.
Play on again, says the referee. Marler, the one I think who tidied up for England. An English player out on that far side is receiving attention, so they're down to 14 for the moment. Johnny May skips away from one tackle and then another, and Darcy makes the tackle, and Burrell is used, and Murray across to him. Farrell, as Mike Brown screams for the crossfield kick. Rob Shaw goes back in the opposite direction. O'Mahony has seen what might be on and comes out to make the cover. Noel back inside. Ireland try to create them all, try to create the turnover and get it.
Well, again, great defensive work. Noel on that occasion should have given the pass initially. As you can see, Vunipola, he's in agony and still getting treatment, and Ben Morgan will come into the fray. Another storming ball carrier, perhaps not in the same mould as Vunipola, but he is in trouble here. You can see it was the tackle from Devon Toner, and he had him by the ankle, and he went over on the other ankle.
Yeah, got you.
It doesn't look like he will continue in this match.
Never forward momentum, just spinning on the axis. You've got to go forward first.
I thought he locked down and we got up and left.
Okay,
Yeah,
with
he's in real
respect, I
trouble.
disagree. So, yeah. Yep, send him on. That's good.
8th
thanks.
international cap for Vunipola, and he will take no further part. Ben Morgan, Gloucester number 8, comes in.
Yeah, okay, we'll wait.
Problems with his ankle last season, but he is another powerful man.
Right.
It's going to require a stretcher, I'm afraid. As we head towards half-time, Ralph, what's your assessment? What will Schmidt and the Irish team be thinking and saying in that dressing room?
I think, Roy, that they'll be happy with the scoreline, because, you know, in truth, England had more opportunities in the first half. They were powerful in ball carrying, and Ireland held out on occasion. And when you consider Johnny May's missed opportunity, it could have been a lot worse, as Vunipola makes way. But I think, you know, in a tight match like this, the bench is going to be so important with 20 minutes to go or so, and I would think Ireland are served better in that department, particularly in the front row. And even young Jordy Murphy might get his opportunity, a physical player who's having a great season.
Bind! Set!
Because in a match of this attritional nature, you're going to need as many ball carriers and warriors deep into the second half.
Heaslip flicks it up for Murray, and Darcy is asked to carry outside the Irish 22 as it's presented for Conor Murray. Now Peter O'Mahony seeks out Owen Farrell and gets a good head of steam up and gets Ireland moving forward. Murray back for Sexton, and he launches it high for Trimble to chase, and Trimble almost onto it. Andrew Trimble, he leapt from a distance and just couldn't hang on, and it's knocked forward, and it'll be English ball. But he had Johnny May beaten all ends up.
It was a great effort from Trimble, and good kick from Sexton, and they have to be good, they have to be accurate, they have to give the chaser the opportunity to retain possession, and Trimble just unfortunate there to knock it on.
Here we go, hook is right up. So I'm looking for forward and not into the touchline. No spin into the touchline. Crouch! Bind! Set!
Donny Kerr feeds the English scrum, and Ireland, for once, not able to stop England marching forward for a yard or two. They're warned to use it, and they do. Owen Farrell almost blocked down. Trimble watched it and let it bounce up comfortably into his arms. Not much space out there. He's trying to dot it in between two English players and doesn't find green space, and May goes on a run that takes him around two Irish forwards in midfield and goes wide out to his wing partner. No. Darcy across to make the tackle. Burrell in to clear out. Kerr almost cut off by Trimble, but he was offside. And Kerr thought about the quick one, but Ireland stopped him.
Well, they were swarming all over him, and from an offside position, but Farrell surely will try and... Well, he's not. He's going for the corner.
Well, he landed one from around about the same angle and distance that gave England 3 points, and England are looking to finish the half with more than another opportunity at 3 points into the final minute, and the crowd love what they're seeing.
Well, they sense a potential match-turning moment here from England. Can they get their maul set?
Well, psychologically, huge moment for both sides. Taken by Courtney Laws, and England look to go to that maul. And Dylan Hartley is at the back, not particularly well constructed, and Ireland do enough to disrupt it. It's back with Laws again, and he offloads onto Marler. Kerr can see it, Ireland warrant it, let it go, which they do. Up quickly, the Irish line speed, but Burrell runs a good angle, and then just as he tries to offload when he should really have hung on, Ireland get the ball back. An Irish player receiving or in need of attention. I think it's Mike Ross.
No boots, Fav, no boots. Yeah.
Murray happy to dig it out. Rob Kearney stands back in the pocket, and that one makes touch. And the referee says that is enough. Lots for Stuart Lancaster and Joe Schmidt to ponder. Manapola makes his way to the dressing room on a stretcher. But it's been a war of attrition, a battle of the body, points at a premium. England lead it by 3 points to 0.
Okay, thanks.
So a 3-point game, and you feel that England will believe they left at least 8, if not 10 points out there in the first half. And from Ireland's perspective, very much in it, despite the fact that they played a certain amount of that more defensively than they would have wanted to. But it's all to play for. Both sides aware of that. 40 minutes for a triple crown for Ireland. Should England win, the championship is blown wide open, and no one comes to claim that from an Irish perspective. But the referee saw a push, and it'll be a penalty to Ireland.
Well, a soft penalty to concede, and perhaps maybe a bit too far out for Johnny Sexton. He's looking down the line. He'll go for the line out.
What breeze there is in the stadium is behind England. It isn't significant in terms of affecting the kicks or the throw-ins to the line out on a minute-by-minute basis, but I think that probably made the decision for him enough to say we'll go for territory, it's a better option. Rory Best's 73rd international cap this afternoon. Conor Murray at the front of the Irish line-out, down for Murray. And there's Jamie Heaslip as the first receiver, just looking to try and find a gap, but it was literally closed off in front of him. Devon Toner carries the ball for Ireland. Heaslip looks back inside, and it's Kearney, Rob Kearney, straight through, under the posts. Oh, what a start to the second half. Wonderful work by Ireland. A terrific line by Rob Kearney. And there is shock around Twickenham.
Well, Ryan, how many times have we seen that from Leinster particularly? That collaboration between Jamie Heaslip and Kearney coming with a very late run, and he just split the defence, and there was nothing poor old Mike Brown could do about it. He's thumping the ground, but really it was about the angle, it was about the pace, and that little hole just inside Heaslip. We've seen it before from Leinster. Fantastic start to the second half, and just what Ireland needed to get back in this game.
Well, it's a 10th international try. He scored one against New Zealand, he scored one against Scotland, now one against England. And Jonathan Sexton has the opportunity to turn 5 into 7, which he duly does, and we're 2.5 minutes into the second half. And Ireland lead it by 7 points to 3. And talk about giving you the perfect start. Well, magnificent.
Yeah, and just, a bit of disorganisation from England around the fringes there. But they're bouncing back now.
Immediately they look to do so. And out wide is May. And Ireland guilty of not doing the basics right from the restart. The referee says counter ruck is good. They may have rescued the situation. Rory Best can see the ball. Conor Murray also. And the decision is penalty Ireland. But that was a wobbly moment.
Absolutely unfortunate for Ireland to be able to deal with it, because you go ahead, you get a brilliant try, and you don't deal with the restart, and there was panic in the Irish defence as Johnny May, you can see Billy Tweltrees here, takes a great ball in a contest with Rob Kearney, the try scorer, and England were flying from this position, and Johnny May, when he comes back inside when he gets the ball here, you can see him, Trimble has to come in eventually, But Johnny May, while he steps back in and good counter-rucking from Ireland, saved the day.
And Sexton needed the treatment, but seems okay for the moment at least to continue.
Well, it's those little details, Royal, you know, simple restart. It's like a set piece, really. Get yourself organised, and Joe Smith will be raging, you'd expect, with the fact that England got away here. But you can see Johnny May stepping back now. The cover was there, and that allowed the counter-ruck to be good.
All best for Peter O'Mahony. And Ireland, for really the first time today, go to that maul, and they lay down a marker at the start of the second half with it. Laws in to try and disrupt, and the referee says England come through the middle, and that's okay, but then they pull it down and Ireland get the penalty. And as 4.5 minutes of international rugby go, that's as heartening as it gets from Ireland, albeit they took their eye off it for just one moment.
Absolutely a great response, and sending a big message to the English pack. And by the way, our maul is still here, still a viable weapon. As Johnny Sexton going down the touchline. I often think in these positions here where you're so close to the touchline that you might use the left-legged kicker of Rob Kearney to get a bit more distance, kicking to the right touchline.
Yeah.
But they're happy to take the line out on the halfway line.
Yeah.
Irish line out on the halfway line. O'Mahony down for Conor Murray, and a really good long flat pass to Darcy, which creates the space, and out from Sexton to Dave Kearney, and they scream for a forward pass, and the referee agrees with the assistant on this near side, confirming his suspicion.
Well, a bit unlucky there, and well executed from Ireland, and you can see the English defence just getting a bit worried. They were down numbers, there's no question the pass was forward. But again, another little message to the English three-quarter line that the Irish backs can be dangerous if they're given space.
True, but the forward pass has given England the platform of a scrum in the middle of the field, and they've lined Farrell, Brown and Noel up directly behind the scrum. They've got to win it first, and Ireland have turned it over in the scrum. And whatever was said in that changing room at half-time, well, it sparked a reaction. Quickly taken, little chip over the top. Trimble goes in chase, bounce of the ball, goes to England, but it goes into touch, and it's an Irish put-in.
Well, I'm not sure what Johnny May was thinking there, trying to feed Mike Brown under the greatest of pressure. It was a good kick, and Trimble reads it, Brown not expecting it, and now it's an Irish line-out.
And all from the work of the pack at that last scrum. And now it's a line out deep inside the English 22. And it's down from Devon Toner, and they're going to go to that maul and see if there's any change from England in this. Heaslip at the back, trying to control it. They're going to need to get moving, or the referee will warn them. And it does inch forward, and it gets up a bit of momentum, and then it does better than that, and Ireland go to ground, and the ball should be there and should be presented, and our England rolling away. Courtney Laws won't get his hands off it, and it's going to be a penalty to Ireland.
Well, he was lying there for what, 30 seconds? And Ireland getting the penalty.
Yeah, I understand why he didn't roll away, but he had broken away from the maul, and then it was a tackle.
Well, he's dead right, and Courtney Laws knows full well that he was loitering there with intent. He's saying that they broke away, it wasn't the original maul, so it became the tackle then. And you can see the breakaway here, and that's the tackle, and Courtney Laws lying there. Johnny Sexton now lining up the opportunity. And what an important kick. But you can see England just looking at the Irish pack a bit since half-time. They've come at him with an onslaught, and This is what perhaps they were expecting earlier in the game, and while it's been delayed, it's quite welcome from our point of view, no doubt, but long way to go yet. But it certainly signs good so early in the second half.
And the whisper that was the fields of Athenry turns into more of a roar as those that are here in green have their voices heard. Difficult enough angle, but a beautifully struck kick. Up go the flags, and there's a real bounce in the step of the Irish players as they head back to receive the restart. They lead it by 10 points to 3.
Well, that's a great kick from Johnny Sexton, and while they're all important at this level in such a tight and important match, that's pressure at its highest, and he delivered again.
That's better restart control. Sexton looking to create something from very deep though, and he's kicked the ball away, and it's an opportunity for England maybe to counter. 12 trees goes in. Ireland go in search of the ball, but it's still there for Kerr. Marler. Ball is there for Kerr. Now Owen Farrell with Laws on his shoulder, and Laws is eventually taken by Paul O'Connell, but the momentum is with England now. Rob Shaw. Ireland dragged to one side. Kerr picks it up, and Morgan doesn't get away as the Irish second rows combine to eventually put him to ground. Ball is slowed up. England looking for the infringement, but Ireland get the penalty as Best is the one who's saluted for wrapping himself around that ball, and England held on, and Ireland get another point on the board in terms of the mind games of this second half.
Well, Cian Healy congratulating Rory Best for his work rate there in countering that. Rory Best, who becomes, of course, Ulster's most capped international today, one clear of David Humphreys.
O'Mahony down for Murray. Sexton and Henry is used in midfield. Ball quickly back for Conor Murray. Now Peter O'Mahony. England up quickly. Sexton sides. Time for one for Trimble as Brown competes and pops it up, and that was really good work by the English full-back because Trimble was absolutely committed. Johnny May, who's butchered a chance or two, goes in search of redemption down the middle of the field. Farrell scoops it off, and England have numbers out now. 12 trees. Courtney Laws. Mike Brown is there, but Laws holds onto the ball and tries to set England up again. Ireland on their feet competing. It's Dave Carney, I should say, on that occasion.
One green.
Kerr, Farrell down the narrow side. Mike Ross and Jamie Heaslip put the tackle in. Penalty England.
Well, it was coming. Too many bodies.
Kerr takes it quickly. And now it's with Tom Wood. England a couple of metres short. Senses an opportunity. 12 trees. Doesn't pass it on. Holds on and tries to set England up again, but they're coming, and they're coming at pace, and there are big holes now in the Irish defence, and they have to get numbers out on this wide side or England will take advantage. It's slow ball. Brown tries to scamper over tight. There's still numbers wide out here on the right hand side, and they go towards the left, and England try to find a way, and Marler is held on to and hits the deck. And they may get the penalty, but they absolutely butchered the opportunity.
Absolutely, and Johnny May was out on this right touchline screaming for the ball. It was an absolute walk-in for any one of about 3 or 4 English players, and a succession of bad decisions from England at the ruck not to find it. You can see Jack Noel, Johnny May, they're just queuing up outside. Well, Ireland will be relieved that it's only 3 points, but it could have been 7, certainly 5.
Sorry?
It's dangerous. Huh?
It's a mistake.
Penalty is taken, and as you'd expect, it's straightforward. And England have 6, 54 minutes gone. England 6, Ireland 10. Now, just when you thought that Ireland were beginning to turn the screw a little, England come roaring back. Ireland having a purple patch, 10-12 minutes where they were in complete control, but the smallest mistake, the smallest glimmer, and England right back at them. And this one, well, it's going to go to the wire now.
Well, you'd expect no less. This is England's first home game in the championship, and that's an error, unforced error. And it's just handing a small initiative again back to England, just as their tails are up.
And they come back for the scrum in midfield, and the cries go up from the Irish front row to push them off it. We'll see.
Pushing straight, please, Green. Crouch! Bind! Set!
And England, through Morgan, get it away, but it's not controlled, and Murray goes after Noel, who just does enough to get away, and now looks to turn defence into attack and gets back to the safety of numbers of his pack.
Knocked on Green!
Kerr, Farrell, static, but finds a decent pass, and Rob Shaw finds Brown on a terrific angle, and the English fullback is away, and Brown back inside, and Kerr and Ireland are going to be stretched, and England are going to score. Danny Kerr, created by Rob Shaw, then by Brown, and finished by the Harlequin scrum half. His 6th international try, and there's belief again around Twickenham.
Well, created by Rob Shaw, but really Brown took a great line off his break, and once he got clean away, well, it was always going to be very difficult for Ireland to stop. It was a bit like Carney's break. It was clean, it was quick, and he's in behind immediately, and then Carney does just about enough to hold him, but unfortunately Kerr was there on the outside, and he's just too quick to hold on to under the sticks. A guaranteed 7 points for England, and getting them right back in this match and retain their 3-point advantage. Well, Johnny Sexton, he'll be raging with himself with that. A simple, unforced mental error, and well, the net results a couple of minutes later is Danny Kerr putting England right in the position they wanted to be, just approaching the final quarter.
There was a 3-point game at the half. It's a 3-point game as we head towards 3 quarters. England go to the maul.
Use it once!
Kerr peels away. Owen Farrell. Luther Burrell. Burrell almost gets on the outside. Darcy does just enough to get there, but the ball not controlled at the breakdown, and Ireland poured through. I think it was 12 trees who went to try and rescue it for England. And Ireland will get the turnover here, I think, if it doesn't come out. And it hasn't, and it is a turnover. And again, Rory Best in the thick of it. He's been terrific, particularly in this second half.
Absolutely, and Rob Kearney did well to hold on to Burrell, and Rory Best, he spotted the opportunity to choke tackle immediately, held them up sufficiently to get the turnover. Mike Brown, another 10 carries today. He's some operator from the full back position, meters made. He's one of the highest in the championship so far, and he's had an absolutely cracking season in the opening 3 matches.
Bind! Set!
Murray's feed at the feet of Jamie Heaslip as England try to get a bit of a squeeze on the Irish scrum, but they were comfortable enough. Here's Brian O'Driscoll back inside for Dave Carney. Morgan gets to him. And now it's England's attempt to try and hold Ireland up and create them all, but it doesn't come to fruition, and it's now there for Mike Ross, who has got through a good 60 minutes shift. O'Connell shipped it on. Not quite sure that Chris Henry was expecting that. It's there for Sexton. Little dink over the top. This one hasn't worked as a ploy on a couple of occasions, and Kerr is well positioned and fires it downfield, and the bounce goes England's way in terms of it rolling on for further yards and pinning Ireland back towards their 22.
Well, yeah, another perhaps wrong option there. Might have been better going for the territory, but just too far, and Kerr immediately fired it back at Ireland, making sure that his pack are going forward as much as possible. Well, you can see the Leinster collaboration again with Dave Carney coming off his wing, looking for that hole again. Didn't quite work out on that occasion.
Rory Best for Devon Toner, and the maul for Ireland, and they'll try and get some hard yards out of this one. Murray makes the call for it. Maybe not as much distance on that kick as he would like, and it looked to be knocked forward, but it's back on the Irish side, and that quick pass might have got Ireland away. O'Connell, Murray back at scrum half. Here's Darcy. O'Driscoll, pass back inside to Rob Kearney, who's found an angle and a couple of forwards in front of him and trying to dance his way around, but just couldn't wriggle free. England get to Kearney, who was isolated.
And Launchbury is doing unbelievable work with the breakdown for England the entire match, and again wins that turnover.
Holding on, Ross, a roving player.
And Will Farrell fancy his chances. The slightest of breezes perhaps behind him, and
less emotional reactions, please.
He's opted not to go for that. 12 she's coming in, maybe offering his stronger boot, but Farrell declining, and he's looking for distance, and another brilliant attacking opportunity here for England off the line out.
First change for Ireland looks like it's going to come. What a kick that is. Right down to the 5 metre line, and Ireland are going to make a change. Out will come Mike Ross, in his place will come Martin Moore. Moore to win his 3rd international cap.
Well, there was a time that you'd be sitting in your armchair slightly worried if you saw Mike Ross leaving the pitch, but this young player Martin Moore has been a revelation this season so far, and he won't weaken the scrum.
Another significant moment in this game, right on the hour mark. England with the opportunity to extend their lead. Ireland stem the first flow of the English maul. They've defended that well, but Kerr breaks away as you knew he would, and Noel is on his shoulder. And Ireland now try to create the maul and create the turnover. It's a game of bruising chess, and Ireland take another piece.
Well, again, they've gone to the choke tackle, aware every time it's half on, they're in on it very quickly, and Sexton on that occasion making sure he clamped on Noel, and the turnover comes, and an important scrum here now for Martin Moore's first one of the game.
Murray for Darcy. As we've seen on a number of occasions from similar positions, Ireland keep it in hand with Peter O'Mahony. Carney has to kick long, and that's a good one, and Brown looking for a quick restart, but no one there to help him out.
Well, it was a well-manufactured relieving kick there. First Gordon Darcy taking it up, making sure he retained possession, and Peter O'Mahony did brilliantly. There was a wall of white jerseys when he first got it, but he came back to his strength, recycled again, and a great kick there from Rob Carney.
Time off, I think you're at one.
Well, the Vanapola brother,
Mako in.
gets his opportunity.
Marler makes way. It's good clean ball for England at the line out, and 12 trees. Burrell, and then good hands and nicely conceived by England outside his May. Kerr, 12 trees, Robshaw, Brown, Morgan through the first tackle of O'Driscoll and sets it up, but England have gone back to that physical, direct and devastating play that they launched at Ireland so many times in the first half, and they're back in that groove again. Noel sets it up outside the 22, 12 trees. Ball seemed to be knocked out of the hands of Laws, and the referee agrees. Scrum Ireland.
Ooh, that was a close one, but Ireland getting the benefit of the call.
Let's go, boys. Let's get set. Go.
Tom.
Injury to Dave Wilson is a concern for England.
Ben Morgan, strong ball carrier as well, and there's just no end to it really.
See Fergus McFadden is taking the tracksuit off as well. Change for Ireland. Is it Trimble? I think it is. Andrew Trimble makes way. Fergus McFadden in. 24th cap for McFadden.
Crouch!
Can Ireland find a way? Less than 15 minutes left. The territory and possession have all started to head towards the English. Got to find a way of getting back into position to try and create something. It's a decent kick from Sexton, and not for the first time.
Wait, you what?
May and Brown overcomplicated a little, and the ball is back with Fergus McFadden, or in fact with Jonathan Sexton. It's one for Carney to chase. Noel watches Carney slowed down in an attempt to line up the tackle, but the winger goes for distance and doesn't do it. And it's straight in, and the English are saying it came off a hand, but
well, they were nowhere near it really, so line out to Ireland, an opportunity, but they needed to just retain possession here and keep it for a number of minutes, put the pressure on from this line out.
Now England up flat and ready to launch in defence. You can almost see them in the starting blocks. O'Mahony peels off the back. You saw that in the first half. It secures possession, and quick ball for Ireland. England up quickly to make the tackle. Murray, and again that line up so fast as Toner is asked to tackle but never gets started before 12 trees gets underneath them. O'Mahony thought about the pass, thought better of it, takes the contact, squeezes the ball back and it's there for Conor Murray again. Heaslip, not many options outside. Best was required to clean out the ball. Toner doesn't need to get isolated and does well to make sure he secures possession. Henry, Ireland get Rob Shaw off the ball. Murray back inside. Healy. O'Connell charges through. The ball is there for Sexton. And now Rob Kearney, who decided to come back on the angle. And Ireland need to make sure the ball is there. They do. Sexton. O'Driscoll pirouettes out of the first tackle. Brian O'Driscoll almost up to the 22. Ireland through Heaslip. Single out Kerr. Well, the tackle is made. And the ball is there for Conor Murray once more. Gordon Darcy from a standing start ducks under Morgan. Pumps the legs and gets a yard or two and presents it for Murray once more. Murray Moore runs into Makavunapola. Heaslip. Ireland, phase after phase, patient build-up. Can they create something? It goes from O'Driscoll to Sexton and it's knocked forward. And the referee sticks out a hand and defence wins again. And England get the put into the scrum.
Yeah, just maybe a slight over complication in the wraparound there. Driscoll trying to find Johnny Sexton, just didn't go to hand. And they had momentum here. And Johnny Sexton maybe not expecting that one. And England, well, they find a way to just close that door again, and Ireland will be unhappy about that because they had the momentum, the forward foot.
You wonder how big an influence that knock that Johnny Sexton took maybe 10 minutes into the second half was. He's made a couple of uncharacteristic errors in the adjoining 20 minutes. Maybe nothing in it, but it was a heavy knock, and he's, well, let's see, into the last 10 minutes almost. As Ireland look to turn the ball over from the scrum again. England under pressure and Ireland get the put in. And where they found the effort for that again, Lord only knows, but that was immense.
Well, it mightn't decide the outcome of the game, the scrummage, but it's certainly starting to contribute in the second half, and certainly there, England under desperate pressure, and the opportunity presented from the turnover in that scrum.
There's a couple of changes coming for both sides. Well, two for Ireland are stripped, which is Cronin and McGrath for the front row. O'Mahony is looking uncomfortable, so they're holding the decision, I think, and England are going to make a change. Henry Thomas is coming in, which means that Wilson will go. Also stripped for Ireland is Ian Henderson, which, if O'Mahony is unable to continue, will be the change. Henderson is into the game, and O'Mahony makes way.
Okay, thanks. Send him on. You're being subbed, you can just go back.
Are England going to make another change? I think they are. Dave Atwood, Bath is
send him on, Bonzi.
ready to come in, and in he comes.
Right, time on.
There he is. Atwood, 8th cap for him, and it's Wood that makes way. So lots of changes, and still two more ready to come in for Ireland in the front row, but they will wait.
Bind! Set!
Murray feeds, and Ireland hold on at the back. England looking to get the squeeze, and Heaslip thinks it's time to go. Darcy not held on to, okay to crawl for another metre or two. Henderson, big impact to start. Best sets it up, and Ireland go to try and create them all in open play. Then O'Connell's at the back, and can they squeeze it from there? Surely not.
Well, they've just got to keep the momentum going forward.
Referee happy that England have done what they need to do, and then as a result of that is happy to give them possession.
Oh, what a lost opportunity there to put the pressure on, and England defending it.
I mean, you guys do that all the time.
With everything they had, and
no, he's always bound, caught up in a maul. He's perfectly fine. Caught up in a maul. Yeah. Yes. Ken, thanks. Cheers, thank you.
So Cian Healy makes way for Jack McGrath coming on, and again Jack McGrath, another player who's really launched himself into the international scene, and Ireland, well, they won't be lacking in this scrum with his inclusion either.
Healy has a little word with the replacement, winning his 6th international cap, about maybe what's required.
But what a difference!
Little insider knowledge.
What a difference from 2 years ago when, you know, Tom Court had to go in tight head and not having played in the position in this very ground and caused chaos with the Irish scrum.
Surely too big an ask for them to push England off the ball again, and England happy to come away with it, and it's Morgan who does so. Kerr back for Brown, and it's a decent kick from the fullback. McFadden, does he keep it in? No, flag has gone up on that far side, and that is a monster.
Well, what a relief for the English pack. They get up and they see that ball rifling through the air and it coming down in the halfway. Great kick. But Ireland still with the put into the line out, need this possession now badly. 8 minutes to go.
Yeah, well, they're chasing the game, so.
Clock all of a sudden is a factor for Ireland. Henderson did really well. Murray for Sexton. O'Driscoll overrun by Carney. O'Driscoll caught up in midfield, but Ireland do okay and hold on to possession. He slipped to O'Connell, little pop pass, and ball should be there for Murray once more. It is. Marty Moore is asked to carry, and he's hit hard as the English defensive line comes up quickly once again. Sexton decides territory is where it's at and kicks down between the two. And they're there for England, Johnny May being one of them, and that one is another good kick, and it brings play up to the halfway line.
And all back where we started from Brown's earlier kick as Jordy Murphy. Well, what a day for him, coming on for
first international cap for Jordy Murphy, and Sean Cronin will come in as well. Big moment from Murphy. Henry's going to make way, and Rory Best obviously.
Well, it's all about trying to keep the precious legs now in this final minutes of the match, and just making sure that any third legs isn't going to be the cause of a line break against you.
Cronin for O'Connell. At the back is Murphy. First taste of international football in the hottest of hot atmospheres of the game, so finely poised. Can Ireland find a way? Murray calls for it, takes it on, pops it back inside for McFadden. Doesn't go to hand, it's knocked forward. It's the slimmest of margins, but it's a margin that gives England the turnover.
Well, it's so difficult to execute and have it come off, and might have been better just stick it to the simple approach, keep it in hand. It's just giving England that belief now, approaching 75 minutes on the clock, and Tom Young's a dynamic player comes in for Dylan Hartley, who's probably the stronger scrummager, Hartley, but Tom Young's fresh legs might just give England that bit of impetus in the loose that they need to close out the match.
15th international cap for Tom Youngs.
Bind! Set!
He's coming back.
Come on!
Ireland, you could see the leg come out from Cronin as he had tried to hook it back on their side, but England have it, and Kerr goes down the narrow side, and away goes Johnny May, and May is in behind and kicks, and Sexton, and there's screams from the crowd that the English attacker was interfered with as he went in chase of the ball. Sexton presents it. It was momentary that it could have gone either way, and Darcy comes back on the angle and tries to straighten it up, and Ireland have possession inside the last 5 minutes. Heaslip, they've got to get some territory well inside their own half, up to their own 10-metre line. Devon Toner, Conor Murray, Johnny Sexton, Gordon Darcy, and the ball is watched all the way by England. Vunipola goes in search, but Ireland do just enough to hold on to possession. England fly up in defence again. Young's in to try and win the ball, but it's there for Ireland. They were at their own 10-metre line, almost back at their own 22. What can Rob Kearney do, if anything? Takes the tackle, presents the ball. Murphy secures possession. Toner caught behind the gain line, and the Irish legs seem that little bit heavier in these dying moments. Can they create anything? O'Driscoll will try. Henderson on his shoulder. Bodies need to get to him to secure possession. Referee says no knock on, you can play on. Sexton to Murphy. A lot of tired bodies on both sides. McFadden, can he find a spark? Laws, athletic tackle. May goes after the ball. Is it turned over? No, it's not. Still there for Conor Murray.
No.
Little pod waits them, and Ireland bash their way into the English half. 3.5 minutes to go. Ireland look to kick it away. Kearney hangs on, and Sexton is so slow to get back to his feet. There's nothing left in the tank for many of those in green. Darcy, O'Driscoll, Cronin. Pass was coming, but it was cut off by a terrific defensive effort from Luther Burrell, and England have the ball again, and Kerr will pop it over the back, and Conor Murray asks his body one more time to make the effort. McFadden with Youngs, two substitutes with a bit of spring in their step, go toe to toe, but England pin Ireland back. Kearney steps back inside, but Rob Shaw lies in wait.
Well, it's energy-sapping stuff, Royal, and you know, both teams, you have to commend them for the effort defensively, and Ireland desperate to try and find that line break.
Heaslip to the strains of Sweet Chariot that rain down on the English players for yet another effort. Henderson thought about the pass, held on to possession, and Ireland still have the ball, but it's been phase after phase with little in the way of penetration. Maybe now as O'Driscoll finds Dave Kearney, and Kearney pins his ears back. And a terrific effort from Launchbury to tap tackle, but the ball is still there for Ireland. McGrath in midfield, their bodies being thrown from both sides at everything. Sexton, Heaslip, McFadden, punch after punch from bruised body, and May will just hack it away and pin Ireland back into their own 22 again with 1 minute and 10 seconds left on the clock, and surely that is as much as a brave Ireland can muster.
Whoa, what a passage of play, and both teams out on their feet, and Johnny May desperately wanted that ball to trickle into touch, because his English colleagues were literally sucking diesel. He's found that touch, he's found that breather, and with 79 minutes on the clock, you'd think England will get their reward, they'll get their day, they'll get their home win in Twickenham. And Stuart Lancaster, well, from his reaction, he thinks it's there, as the English support gives it Holly with swing low, and Brian O'Driscoll making way. 2 very late substitutions now. Isaac Boss in as well.
Well, O'Driscoll's injured, Ralph, definitely. So it's Paddy Jackson in for O'Driscoll, and Boss in for Murray, who I have to say took a knock early and has done well to put in the shift that he has. It's the last throw of the night. England
Well,
penalised.
That's a good management penalty, if anything, because it's deep in the Irish half, and this has to be the last throw of the dice. Craig Joubert says you have time for the line out.
But it's going to be on their own 10-metre line as O'Driscoll limps away on the day that he equals the world record number of international caps. His final appearance at Twickenham does not look like it's going to be a victorious one, but they have one last go as Mike Brown is named as the man of the match. It's down for Boss and Sexton. Darcy, is there to be a fairy tale finish? England hold Ireland up and create them all, and if they get the turnover, that will be the game winner. Ireland continue to push forward. Toner throws his body at it. Bodies on either side, and England get the put in, and they get the possession, and they get the match.
Well, you can see what it means to the English management, the English players,